Okay, hello all. Welcome to the episode 6 of our virtual Science Saturday event of the Department of Physics at Western Illinois University. We have an exciting event planned for you today where you will get to learn about some useful tools to explore the night sky. It's warming up now, and so you will very soon have an opportunity to actually go outside, look at the sky, and wonder. And the most interesting thing that we have planned for you is you will hear about the landing of the newest rover on Mars, the rover called Perseverance, and that took place just a couple of weeks ago. The presenters today are Natalie Kovacevic, our senior physics major, Moreom Akter, our first year master's student, and they are both trained by one of our own physics professor, Dr. Esteban Araya, and he will also be leading today's event. Just a couple of housekeeping items. The event is being recorded, so be civil in your interactions with the other members in the audience. Please keep your microphones muted. You will be given an opportunity to answer a few questions throughout the event, and at that time, we will have sort of an open mic event where you will be encouraged to speak. So please raise your hands, and me and Dr. Araja will monitor the order in which they are raised, and then we will give you an opportunity to speak one at a time. So let me hand it over to Dr. Araja. Please take it away.
All right. Can you hear me, Dr. Kapale? Hello, can you
Yes.
hear me? Yes? Okay, excellent. Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to our Science Saturday. So I'm really happy that you are joining us today. And what we prepared was exploring the night sky, not only the one right now in the night, but the one tonight, the one from the past and the recent past and in the future. And let's see. So we prepared a website about this activity, and I will be sharing the link at the end, so you will have access to everything that we are presenting. But before starting the activity, then I would like to just be sure that we all know how to communicate in this environment with Zoom, right? A year ago, we were all new about how to use this system. Now we are almost all experts, all right? But I would still like to be sure that we all know how to interact because we will have questions during the activity. And I would like to know that everyone can use it without issues. So this one is a screenshot of how your screen may look more or less. And we will be using the chat feature here of Zoom quite a bit. So I am going to send you a chat to everyone, just saying hello, and just to see if you can see the chat, right? And that kind of everything is under control there. So okay, I just send it. Morium and Natalie, did you get it? Yes. Okay. Great. Great. Okay. So hopefully you got it. Hopefully you kind of just click in the part that it appear, and then this window, the chat appear. If not, it depends a little bit on your system. You may have to click where there are like three buttons somewhere there in your Zoom, and some place it will say chat, and then you can click there to look at the chat, or hit Alt plus H, and that one brings the chat window. Or if you are using a mobile phone, then uh, you may have some little icon somewhere down there that looks like this, and you can actually click there to get to the chat window, right? That's kind of how it works. So actually, we should test this just to be sure that we all can communicate. So I have a question for you. Let's check the chat. So I'm gonna open the question here, and um, I have this question. So let's have some fun with this. So to practice, send a private chat to Natalie. Okay. So I will ask Natalie to send a chat right now to everyone. So Natalie, if you can send it, just saying hello. Great, excellent. And then you can actually select to Natalie, right? When you send the chat to answer. Okay, so what I would like you to answer is A, B, C, or just a question mark, depending on the on the question that we have. And the question that we have here, just to have some fun, is which is the nearest star to Earth? All right. So the answers is A, Sirius, B, Proxima Centauri, C, Polaris, D, none of the above, and question mark, no idea. So go ahead and prepare your vote in your chat and send the chat to Natalie. So let's do it at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. And Natalie, how are we doing with the chats?
Getting a lot of B's.
All right, you're getting a lot of B's. All right, great, great, great. All right.
B.
Okay.
That's mainly B or
So, okay. So we're getting, okay, so it seems that most of you have a handle on how to use this chat. That's very, very good. Now, interestingly enough, Natalie is telling me that most of you are answering B, Proxima Centauri. Actually, that one is the nearest star to the solar system, right? We actually have a nearest star to Earth. Which one is that one? The sun, right? So our sun is our nearest star. So actually the correct answer here was none of the above. That's a kind of a fun question. Always my students say like, Dr. Arajan, his tricky questions. All right, well, let's just have some fun. All right, so with this, you learn how to use the this chat feature that we'll be using for this presentation. So it is time for activity 1, and that is Natalie. So go ahead, Natalie.
if
You will have to share your screen.
there we go. All right, so hi guys, I'm Natalie, and today I'm be showing you how to use this program called Stellarium, which is a free program that you can use just on the internet here. And so I'm gonna go off and go to this website, which I'll be sending you guys the link to this after I'm done explaining everything, so that way you guys can go ahead and play around with it. So this is what Stellarium looks like when you first go to it. And there's a lot of different things that you can do with it. You can, like, for instance, zoom in, you can zoom out, and you can zoom all the way out and actually see the complete night sky. You can do things like change the location. So for purposes of the activities today, we're going to use the location of Macomb, Illinois. So we can type in Macomb, Illinois, and it'll be the first one that pops up. And we can hit use this location. And so this is what Macomb, Illinois, the night sky looks like. And you can do things like change the time. So this is the year, the month, and the day. So for 2021, March 6th, you can do things like stop time if you want to. And over here, you can change the actual time. Now, keep in mind that this is in military time, so you might have to think a little bit. So this would be the hour, the minute, and the second. So you can do things like, go back an hour, go up an hour, and then you can play time and you'll see the seconds start moving. Then there's also little icons down here that you can click on. So if you click on Constellations, you can see all the different constellations that are seen tonight, the actual shape of the constellations. And then you can click here and see the actual visual representation of those constellations. You can do things like take out the atmosphere. And without the atmosphere, you can see so much more than with our atmosphere. You can do things. You can do things like take out the landscape. You can also do put on a grid. So this is the Azimethyl Grid. So it's one of the coordinate systems that you can use to study space. So basically it's these lines going straight up is going to be our altitude or elevation, and then you have what goes around, which is our azimuth. And then, that's not what I want to click on. You can do deep sky objects, so you can click on it. You can see what's beyond our solar system. So here's, for instance, a cluster of stars over here that you can see that's way beyond our scope. So you can put it on, put it off, and you can see like here where it shows all the deep space objects in blue. And so I'm gonna send you guys the link to this website. You can play around with it. And then I have a question for you guys, which is, what constellation is visible at 10 p.m. in Macomb, Illinois? Now, remember, keep in mind that the time is in military time. So I'm gonna send you guys the link here and let you guys start exploring. And then when you guys, think you have the answer, you can just send me a chat with the correct answer choice. So go off, explore, and let us know if you have any questions.
So anyone, if anything of the demo was a bit unclear or anything like that, please you may ask Natalie to repeat what she showed. Feel free to unmute your mic and ask your question.
So for Jacob, your question was, which night did you want us to look at? So just tonight. So yep, just for tonight. So what's today's date? March 6th, yeah. I can re-show you that, how to do the location. So if you come down here, there's a little box here, you can click on it. And then in the little search box, you could type in Macomb and then IL, and then you can just hit enter and it's the first one. And then you can just click on use this location. No problem.
And right now you have it for what time? Right now you have it for 20 hours. And 20 hours is what? Let's remind people. So 20 hours is 8 p.m. 8 p.m., right? Okay, so Natalie, 20 hours is 8 p.m., right? Yeah. So if you will want to have at 10 p.m., then there's just a little difference, right? Of a couple of hours.
Yeah, I can go back to the options. Yeah. Okay, it looks like answers are slowly starting to come in.
can we give it maybe, what do you think, Natalie? Another half a minute?
Yeah. Oh, 30 seconds. All right, so for anyone that hasn't voted yet, if you could place a vote. If you didn't have time to finish the activity, you can always just put not sure. But it's looking like I'm getting most of the votes in, and the general consensus is A, Draco. That's what it looks like everyone's putting down. So yeah, it actually is the constellation Draco that we can see tonight in the night sky in Macomb, Illinois. Wow.
So Natalie, before you finish, could we go to the Stellarium and can you show it? And also, let's take a look at the direction. In what direction was Draco?
Yes. So let's go to 22 hours. It's out of the way. And here it is. Here's Draco over here. Looks like it's two. Oh, there's Draco over there. I was like, I lost him.
So yeah, so the cardinal directions are down there, right? The east, the north, the west, and the south. You see the little letters. Yeah, so in that case, Draco is more or less towards the north, right? More or less that direction. That's what we got.
All right. So that's it for my activity, guys. But I'll see you guys in my next activity. So, Moreom.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Moreom. I'm talking about activity 2. Okay. So my activity is exploring the past planet alignment on December, which happened 2020. And as you can see, this is my name. So what is planet alignment? Okay, a planetary alignment is at least two bodies in the same area at sky, which you can see from the Earth. It's called planetary alignment, but it's not mandatory. It will be only two. It can be 3, 4, 7, or sometimes 8. So this is the picture of our solar system. Here we can see all of the planets, whether star sun and asteroid belt and Kuiper belt. And here in this image, we can see a planetary alignment which happened with Mercury to Venus. Okay, it is Mercury to Venus. And when I go to down, we can see a planetary alignment in this video. Here we can see the Earth. The date and time is June 11. Okay, we can see the moon. Okay, we can also see the Venus, Mercury, and Mars. Yes, then here we'll try to make an alignment with, okay, Saturn. We'll try to make an alignment from Earth. Okay, Jupiter through Saturn, but it's not happening. So it's not a planetary alignment. Then we will change the time, date, okay? It's going, and we'll changing the time, and after that we'll changing the date. It's July, August, and now it's going September. And we also see the orbit, how the planet orbits. And it's now November, it's now December. Now we'll try to make an alignment, whether it is alignment with Jupiter, Saturn. Okay, so it's going 12, 15, now it's, yes, 19, 20. Okay, so it's 21. Now we'll try to see whether it is any planetary alignment. Okay, so from Earth we can see that from Jupiter to Saturn there is a planetary alignment. Okay, and also we see the time when it's happening. Okay, so let's go to our next image. Here we can see that Saturn and Jupiter, from the beginning when the planetary alignment started, like from 2 October to 21st December, we can see the Saturn and Jupiter coming so closer, so closer. At the 21st December, they become so closer that their distance is less than 1 degree. So after that, I make an image using Stellarium, which Natalie show you before this. So I use this and I make a snap, and I think we all use this. And now I will try to go this link, and I'll also show. Okay, so here in this image, we can see Jupiter and Saturn, and also we can see all of their moons. And you can also see this image, and using this link, I'm sending you the link once again.
You may already have open from what you did with Natalie.
Okay, you can open this which Natalie sent you. So go through this link, and after going this, please saw this planetary alignment first. But you have to change the time, like Natalie said. You have to change year, month, date, and also time. So let's go this link and see, is it any planetary alignment? And I also have a question for you. First, you have to go the link, then I will show this question, okay? I'm giving you some moments for looking this planetary alignment. Okay, one more thing. So yesterday there was a planetary alignment between Mercury and Jupiter, maybe. You can also saw this. If you wish, I can also show you this, share you this. Okay, so I'm giving you now a few minutes to saw this. If you have any question, then you can ask me.
So, Moreom, again, what is the date that we should put in the?
Okay, it's 2020, 2020 month will be 12 December, and the date will be 21st. Okay, here is the date. And as Natalie said, the time is military. So you have to stop this, then you have to go to the time. Then you can see this. Okay. Here we can see lots
So
of
the time
moons.
is 18 hours,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
18
6
hours.
p.m.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Yes. You can go and you can see.
So, Moreom, how do you
Okay.
zoom in and out? How do you zoom in and
Okay.
out?
Using mouse or using keyboard? I'm using now mouse. So if you go in, if you want to go zoom, then you have to go forward, and if you want to go zoom out, then you have to go backward using mouse. Okay. Or you can use arrow, keyboard arrow, or you can use laptop pad. Okay. So I think
Yep.
now it's
And
time
Dr. Kapale
to,
is
yes.
saying that Dr. Kapale is mentioning that you have to zoom in quite a bit. Yes, yes, yes. So basically, you're reproducing how you would have seen this through a telescope that
Yes.
night.
Is it okay now? I think now it's back to time to back our discussion part. As I mentioned that we have a question for you. The question is, in which direction of the sky were people able to see this planetary alignment on December 2020? So here is some option as like before: the north, east, northeast, southwest, or you don't, if you don't know, then should give the question mark. So, and you have to give me the answer directly as like I'm giving you. Okay, so you have to give the answer direct me, and I'm giving you some time to show this and in which direction it is. Okay, I can help you if you don't know how to get this. Just zoom out a little bit, zoom out, and you can change it by this. Okay, just zoom out and you can see. So let's go. Let's go to see. I can see maximum deep. Good. Oh, I have to, last 30 seconds I want to give you so that you can give me the answer. So let's finish. Oh, two? Yes. Someone give two answers. Okay, so let's do finish. It's okay. It can be confused sometimes. Someone give D, sorry. Okay, okay. If you can, if you don't, if you can't get the if you can't get the no, direction, don't worry, you can use this. Okay, so let's finish the giving answer. Let's go to in which direction actually it was. So I'm zooming out and we can see, what can you see? It's the middle of southwest. What is the answer? Yeah, D. So I think most of you gave the correct answer. Okay, so let's finish this activity. Now it's again about Natalie. Okay, thank you.
All right, hi guys, it's me again. So now we're gonna go ahead and go to our next activity. So let me share my screen with you guys. All right, so I've got Moreom's activity. And so my activity is about finding out if Mars is visible tonight. But first I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the Mars rover Perseverance that landed on Mars on February 18th, 2021. And there's actually a pretty cool website that you guys can go to. It's a NASA website where you can get basically everything you want to know about the landing, about Perseverance. It's actually a really cool and interactive website. You can see things like, you know, raw images of what the planet looks like or of the landing. There's a mission overview. You can get like quick facts about the rover. There's little interactive things like Sounds of Mars. This is something I like. I think it's pretty cool. So you can compare what things sound like on Earth compared to what they sound like on Mars. So here's like, you know, the Earth's playlist. So you can do birds with city noise. That's really loud. Turn that volume down a little bit. And then on Mars, a bicycle bell you can listen to. And goes up every time. Bring that down a little bit. And then you can also do you on Mars. So you can record yourself and see what you would sound like on Mars. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little recording. Hi, what's up? Let this process a little bit. And then we can actually get to hear what we sound like on Earth and then what we sound like on Mars. And there's actually one little feature where you can hear like both of them. So like you on Earth versus you on Mars. Let me make sure where the volume's at first. There you go. Hi, what's up? Hi, what's up? And then, hi, you can do just listening to it on Mars. Hi, what's up? So that's one thing that I really like. I think it's cool hearing what you would sound like on Mars. And we can actually do this because Perseverance is the first Mars rover to have a microphone. So that's why we're able to listen to these sounds and hear what you would sound like on it. So our first little activity is going to be we're going to go back to the program Stellarium that I hope you guys still have up. If you don't, I can resend you the link. And we're going to see if we can see Mars tonight. So that's the first question is Mars visible tonight? And let me resend the link just in case. There you go. So go ahead, explore. So we are doing for tonight in Macomb, Illinois. And then I'll give you guys some time to do that. And then after this little Stellarium activity, we have a little video to show you guys about the landing. Seems like answers are starting to come in. I'll give it about 30 more seconds to get the rest of the answers in. All right, so if you haven't got a chance to place your vote, you can place it now. And if you didn't get a chance to get it working or aren't sure if you could see Mars or not, then you can always go ahead and pick the not sure answer. But it seems like the general consensus is that, yes, we can see it. So let's come back to Stellarium here. And there's Mars right there. Let me zoom out. And yes, so we can see Mars tonight in Macomb, Illinois. And so now we have a short little video here about the landing of Perseverance. And I do have a question that goes along with the video, which I'll read you guys the question so you guys can think about that while we're watching the video. And that is, why is it hard to slow down when entering Earth's atmosphere? Then here are the answer choices, so you guys can think about it while we're going through the video. So I'll give you guys 10 seconds here to read the answer choices. All right, and then I'll go ahead and play the video.
When people look at it, it looks crazy. That's a very natural thing. Sometimes when we look at it, it looks crazy. It is the result of reasoned engineering thought, but it still looks crazy. From the top of the atmosphere down to the surface, it takes us 7 minutes. It takes 14 minutes or so for the signal from the spacecraft to make it to Earth. That's how far Mars is away from us. So when we first get word that we've touched the top of the atmosphere, the vehicle has been alive or dead on the surface for at least 7 minutes.
Entry, descent, and landing, also known as EDL, is referred to as the 7 minutes of terror, because we've got literally 7 minutes to get from the top of the atmosphere to the surface of Mars, going from 13,000 miles an hour to 0 in perfect sequence, perfect choreography, perfect timing, and the computer has to do it all by itself with no help from the ground. If any one thing doesn't work just right, it's game over.
We slam into the atmosphere and develop so much aerodynamic drag. Our heat shield, it heats up and it glows like the surface of the sun. 1,600 degrees.
During entry, the vehicle is not only slowing down violently through the atmosphere, but also we are guiding it like an airplane to be able to land in a very narrow constrained space. This is one of the biggest challenges that we're facing, and one that we had never attempted on Mars.
Mars is actually really hard to slow down because it has just enough atmosphere that you have to deal with it. Otherwise, it will destroy your spacecraft. On the other hand, it doesn't have enough atmosphere to finish the job. We're still going about 1,000 miles an hour. So at that point, we use a parachute.
The parachute is the largest and strongest supersonic parachute that we've ever built to date. It has to be able to withstand 65,000 pounds of force, even though the parachute itself only weighs about 100 pounds.
When it opens up that fast, it's a neck-snapping 9 Gs.
At that point, we have to get that heat shield off. It's like a big lens cap blocking our view of the ground to the radar. The radar has to take just the right altitude and velocity measurements at just the right time, or the rest of the landing sequence won't work.
This big, huge parachute that we've got, it'll only slow us down to about 200 miles an hour. And that's not slow enough to land. So we have no choice, but we've got to cut it off and then come down in rockets. Once we turn those rocket motors on, if we don't do something, we're just going to smack right back into the parachute. So the first thing we do is make this really radical divert maneuver. We fly off to the side.
Diverting away from the parachute, killing our horizontal velocity and our vertical velocity, getting the rover moving straight up and down so it can look at the surface with its radar and see where we're going to land. And we head straight down to the bottom of a crater, right beside a 6-kilometer high mountain.
We can't get those rocket engines too close to the ground, because if we were to descend propulsively with our engines all the way to the ground, we would essentially create this massive dust cloud. That dust cloud could then go and land on the rover. It could damage mechanisms and it could damage instruments. So the way we solve that problem is by using the skycrane maneuver.
20 meters above the surface, we have to lower the rover below us on a tether that's 21 feet long, and then gently deposit it on its wheels on the surface.
as the rover touches down and is now on the ground, the descent stage, it's in a collision course with the rover. We must cut the bridle immediately and fly the descent stage to a safe distance from the rover.
All right, so there's that short little video, and I hope you guys were able to catch where the question was. So I'll give you guys time here to try to think about it and submit your answer choices. All right, looks like I'm getting a lot of answers in. Okay. Give it another few seconds here. All right, and it looks like that there is a general consensus on that the atmosphere is thinner than it is on Earth. So the correct answer is A. And that's all I have for this activity. So I'll bring it back over to Moreom so that way she can go on talking about her activity.
Okay, can you see my screen? Okay. Hello, I'm again back with activity 4. So the topic is one of the brightest object in the night sky. Again, my name is Moreom. So in this image, we can see the International Space Station, which we can call the ISS. Okay, so when it was first, when the first segment launched, the first segment launched like 1998. And in this image, we can see the solar panels, bicycle solar panels, and it's act like as a mirror or as a moon, like moon capture the sunlight during the day and then it reflects. That's why we can see it in the night. As like the bicycle solar panels, which first take the sunlight from or energy from the sun, and after that they can reflect this. That's why we can see it. Okay, and every day, like 90 minutes, it's orbit through our Earth, and we can see it before our sunrise or after sunset. Okay. Here, I also give a 3D visualization so that you can show how its actor, what is the color of its. Okay, can you see this 3D visualization? Please tell me if nobody can see. Is
Yes.
it working?
Yeah. It seems that the International Space Station is right now in the dark
Yes.
side of Earth.
Yes. And can you see this? If you can't see this, then I can share you the links from where you can see this. It's not moving. Okay. If it's not moving, I can share the link from where you can saw this. Let's share this link with you. Okay. So here's the link. So let's go to the link, and you can see this link is very amazing, where you can get good information like satellite about astronomy. So now I am going to show you the 3D visualization. So here it is. Okay. So if we do this zoom in or zoom out, we can see, and also we can see this one. Okay, so it's now look now so red. Okay, this one, and you can also see the location where it is now, headings and sun, altitude, and also frames. Okay, so it is the 3D visualizations. And after that, what is this? It's the sky chart of today's. Okay, so here we can see today the ISS started his journey from northwest, and it's his journey to northeast. We can see the chart. If you are very early riser, then you can see this, like it started this journey the 4:58, then it's completed its journey like 5:2. So what is this? Okay, this is the table where we can see the date was in which date we can see it, and also we can see the brightness, and also starting time when it like it's now 6 March, so it's started journey 4:56, and what is its altitude and what is the highest point was today. So, and when did it end? It's the time, and also we can see, we can also visual this. So before I give you the link, you can go the link and you can say, because I have a question for you. The question is it possible to see the International Space Station more than once on the same night? The option is yes, no, or not sure. If you can't see this, then not sure. So go to the link and see whether it is visible more than once. Okay, so here it is 6th March. You can go and see, is it possible to see this or not?
Moreom, could you repeat that part? Where did you click? It was a bit fast.
Okay, first I click this one. Okay, let's go this one, and after that I go ISS, and after that I get this table which is visible phases, and after that you can go to the date, or you can also go another date. I'll do this, and you can also go to the another date 7 8, and you can see, or you can answer them in the table. Okay, if you see this. So now I'm giving you a few seconds to see this and answer this question. So I'm getting result. It's okay if you don't know this. Yes. No, you don't know, first B and then don't know. You're okay. Okay, I'm giving you last 10 seconds for giving the answer. Okay, so I think it's time up. Most of them giving A and some giving B. So okay, so if we look at this table, we can see 27 February 2 times. So we can see it more than one, and we can also see 7 March, which will be next day 2 times. So obviously the answer is yes. Okay, so let's finish this activity and go to Natalie again.
Dr. Raja, do you think we have enough time to do the last activity?
Well, we can start. We have 8 more minutes, so this we can have the discussion, and then we can send them the link of the website so that they can actually continue exploring.
All right. So, guys, here's the last activity of the day. Let me share my screen for you. I don't have that up. Here we go. All right, let's go back to the website. So our last activity is all about exploring total solar eclipses and a solar eclipse that will actually be visible in the year 2020, for us here. So a little background about what a solar eclipse is. So you have the sun, and you have the earth, and you have the moon right in between. And so the sun will cast a shadow onto earth. And so you have something called the umbra and the preumbra. So the umbra is where it'll be a total solar eclipse, so it'll be completely covered. And the preumbrum is where you'll see part of the solar eclipse. So it won't be, the sun won't be completely covered. And then here we just have a picture from Stellarium because we love this program. And this is actually from Indianapolis. So if you're in Indianapolis on April 8th, 2024, this is what the solar eclipse will look like, which is really cool. So if you want to plan a trip, plan one to Indianapolis, that way you can see this total solar eclipse. And there's a website that you can go to that it's a NASA website, and basically you can see all kinds of eclipses that are coming. You can see a solar eclipse, the next solar eclipses that are coming, or ones that already passed, or even lunar eclipses that will be coming. So we can come down here to solar eclipses on Google Maps, and we go between 2021 and 2040. And if we come down here, this will be a chart that shows all the solar eclipses between those years. So the solar eclipse that we're interested in is the one that'll be on April 8th, 2024. So we can click here. And this is the path of the solar eclipse. So the blue here is where it'll be the total solar eclipse. And then the light blue is where you can see the partial solar eclipse. And then you can zoom in by just clicking on the image, or zoom out by clicking on it again. So I'm going to send you guys the link to this website. And then, oops, that's not what I want to do. I want to highlight it. All right, so here's the link to the website. And then I have a question for you guys, and that is, in what state can the total solar eclipse of April 2024 be seen? And here are the different options. And then give you guys some time to play around with it, explore it. Yeah.
Remember, feel free to tell Natalie using the chat or with your mic if it's unclear, if you want her to repeat something.
If you got lost during any of the steps on how to get to the final picture of the United States, I can go through those again. But it seems like people are submitting their answers. Give it another 30 seconds here. All right, so if anyone hasn't gotten a chance to submit an answer, you can submit it now. All right, we're getting a few more in. And it looks like the general consensus is Texas. So let's take a look. And yes, here we are in Texas. You'll be able to see the total solar eclipse. So if you want to go somewhere warmer in April of 2024, instead of going to Indianapolis, you can always plan a trip to Texas as well. So that's it for this last activity here. So thank you guys so much. And I hope you enjoyed the activities today.
Yeah, right. So great. So let me just go back to the website that we developed for you. So here it is. So let me go scroll down to the very end. So all the links and all the activities that we have done are in this website. Oh, by the way, now the International Space Station is finally out of the shadow of Earth. So it was red before because it was in the night side of Earth, but now it's in the day side of Earth, somewhere in the Atlantic, no, the Pacific Ocean there. Oh, no, that's the Indian Ocean, here, India, right? Yes. So, all right, so you can explore that. And we just gotta go to the end here. Yeah, so this is a nice activity. So thank you everyone for coming. I am going to send everyone right now the link to this website that we developed so that you can explore it. I mean, it will be up for hereafter. I don't have any plans to remove it from the internet, and that you can kind of explore it, go back to those links as needed, right? So it's about time to finish. However, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself, and then you can ask Moreom or Natalie any question you may have.
Yeah, we have a question about the Starlink satellites. Can you see
Yes.
Starlink satellites?
Yeah. So actually, let me do. Let me go here to Moreom's activity, and in Moreom's activity, we'll just go to the beginning, right? One of the brightest objects in the night sky. Again, I'm going to go down to the link that we are providing here of Heavens Above, and you can click there. And yes, you have information about other satellites, including the Starlink. Now, this one is actually kind of fun, dynamic 3D orbit display. So if you click there, you can actually see all those satellites, how they are going around Earth. And you can see kind of the chain of those Starlink satellites, right? That they are kind of flying together in a line. So this is a really nice visualization of how basically we are surrounded by satellites now in the planet, right? Particularly these new Starlinks. Very good.
We have a note of appreciation from Dr. Mangalaraj. He says, thank you so much. It is a nice presentation with lots of information. So
Thank you everyone for coming. Yes.
yes,
All right. So
Mr. Kingsley says this was great. Thank you so much. So, if you feel like the members of the audience, if you feel like the presentation would be useful for, your friends, family, other kids that you know, please feel free to direct them to the WIU YouTube website or channel, and I'm going to give you a link in the chat here, where we will be putting the recording and the links to the website that Dr. Araja created, so that you can keep using this. Okay, we have a note from my son. Thank you very much. This was a cool interaction-based presentation. And from his responses, I know that he participated and he did the activities. He's in the other room, so he's not right next to me. And I just shared the link to the WIUPhysics YouTube channel. I will work on uploading this probably here today or tomorrow, and then you can. Very good. I think for me, it was interesting to see the International Space Station coming out of the Earth's shadow. That
Yes,
was very nice.
yeah,
In a
it
matter
was
of
kind of a
minutes.
pity because we wanted to show you the reflection of in the solar panels, right? When Moreom was giving the talk, but sadly the space station was in the shadow of Earth when she was
Right.
speaking, so so we couldn't do that. So that is kind of what happens when you do live presentations, right?
Mhm.
You have
Yeah.
absolute control of what is happening. Yes. So here it
Yes.
is, as seen kind of
Mhm.
from below, right?
Yeah.
Indian
Right.
Ocean. Yes.
Yeah. One more note. Thank you for the presentation. Good to hear that Texas might play center stage in 2024. So looks like he's happy about that, Thomas. We have another thank you note from one of our audience members. Okay, so